Welcome, everyone. It is Slovenian Cup Day. Hey, it's Cup Day all across the world as there are cups going on from Germany to England, not in Italy. Italy are doing their own thing, but everybody else, boy, has cup games going on, and we've got it right here in Slovenia as a really exciting matchup between Tabor, as currently listed as the Giant Killers. They took down Koper in the previous round on penalty shootouts. Absolutely incredible. I think I'm still trying to bring my blood pressure down from that game as Tabor are going to be taking on ND Primorje, another top division team, as Primorje recently promoted from the second division to the first division. They promoted after the 23-24 season. Last year, they finished sixth. This year, they're currently sitting in ninth as they are in relegation slash promotion playoff position. As for those of you that aren't aware, at the end of the season, the second on the table for the second division and ninth in the table for the first division play each other in promotion playoff position. Whoever wins that either stays or goes to the first division. The other stays or goes to the second division. As they avoided that in turn because Primorje avoided that because they outright won the second division back in 2023-24, but now looking at staring that fight right in the face. They've won 3 games this year. They've drawn 2 and lost 8 as they've scored 16 goals, but they have given up 28 goals. So Primorje looking to try and figure out how to solidify the back, and at the same time as Tabor looking to see if they can figure out how to move forward and continue to put some goals on the board. A tough game this past weekend, excuse me, on Friday, as they're now looking to turn things around. Both these teams are, quite frankly, looking to generate some momentum with this game, looking for this match to be one of those that they can point to and say, okay, this is the starting point of something that we are building, something good, as each team here looking to kind of springboard as they move in towards what is getting close to at least the end of the first half of the season. Tabor getting a lot closer to that than I think anybody, as the second division takes a gigantic break, about 3 month break, as they're going to play in November and then they're going to be off until the beginning of March. Last year, we saw that Tabor were flying high, that long break, came back, had a cup game against Celje, lost 3-2 in a pretty good game. And so today in a cup game against Primorje, Tabor looking to try to do something similar to what they did last round out and defeat Primorje as they defeated Koper. As coming out onto the field, boy, hey, you got the teams coming onto the field now. And if the Veo cam will help us out and move over to the direction that we're wanting it to, you can see Tabor wearing those sweet new kits. Boy, I'm excited about those. The red on black, as Tabor wearing red on black, Primorje wearing white. And boy, a lot of the logos are a lot of the logos, not a lot of, excuse me, all of the logos on the jerseys are single game sponsors. So if you, hey, do me a favor, if you're in the chat and you are a single game sponsor of one of the kits, I would love to shout you out because I think it's important, man. You're putting your company, your name on a kit, man. I'd love to give you some love as well because I think really appreciate that from a fan standpoint. As hey, I'm gonna give you the lineups, and we'll continue to talk about this as the game goes on. But in goal is going to be number 22, Giga Formashek. So let's see if Formashek can continue with the hot hand. Boy, he had the big save in the penalties. As for those of you that weren't able to join us, there were 9 penalties. 9 penalties. If you can imagine me and my high blood pressure self listening to or watching and calling 9 penalties. Formashek comes up with the big save at the end, and then Tabor put it away. Number 17, Martin Asic Piazza is going to be in the lineup today. He's going to be joined by Nikolai Nechev, number 4. Number 23, Mihail Brishki will continue to center that back line. Number 19, Adis Hodzic going to be running up and down the sideline, seeing if he can cause some real problems for Primorje with his speed. In the midfield, number 49, Leon Sever, and number 5, Tariq Chandic. Number 91, Tian Pentelich, going to start his first game of the season tonight as number 10, Stefan Ostrek, is going to step back into a starting role. We're going to talk about both of those guys in a moment. And number 11, Keenan Carroll, and number 30, Federico Rose, going to round out the starting 11. Let you know about the starting 11 for Primorje. In goal is going to be number 22, Tony McCann. Number 33, Mark Strinyar. Number 5, Stefan Milintevich. Number 15, Harris Dedic. Number 4, Tilan Klemenicic. Klemenicic. You'll forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. You know that the Texan in me doesn't want to say half of these words. Number 32, Nico Rock. Number 26, simply listed as Para, from Brazil. Number 17, Zen Basir. Number 10, Matic Zabnik. Number 99, Harris Kadrit. And number 7 is going to be Roger Murillo. He's going to be the center forward out of Colombia, as we are off and running. Hey, it is, for those of you that work in Fahrenheit, it is 55 degrees. For those of you that work in Celsius, it is 12 degrees. And it's also drizzling in Slovenia. It's about the same temperature here in Texas as it is in Slovenia right now. So I've got it's a nice break in the weather. Speaking of breaks, Tabor going to break down early there, and coming up quickly. Boy, almost was Stefan Ostrich. Ostrich tries to control it, winds up rolling just a little bit away from him. Hey, let's go ahead and get into it. Talking about Stepan, really excited to see him not just back on the pitch, but in the starting 11. As Stepan was really good early in the year and wound up getting hurt either right at the end of the Dravinia game or after the Dravinia game. As for those of you who got a chance to watch early on, Ostrek he was pretty much all of the creativity for for Tabor against Kirka, and boy, there was a lot of bright spots. He's a very good player. I know the team that was signing players was really excited about him. And so a great opportunity now to see if maybe he can continue to create some creativity. Also on the pitch to start once again is Tian Pentelich, his first starting match in a while, as Pentelich came in against, or excuse me, came in last winter during the winter break from Indy Slovan, where he had scored 7 goals in the first half of the season. Came in, got off to a hot start, 2 goals, 1 assist, and then got injured. Was injured all the way up until the beginning of this season. He came back, was ready for Jesenice, we've started to see more and more of him, as Pentelich kind of has a nose for the back of the goal as well. So would love to see the kind of this combination up front of Pentelich, Ostrich, Carroll, and Rose. See how this goes. Is turned away quickly is going to be Primorje. Primorje were moving down and couldn't tell if that was Brishki or Nechev that got a foot out. But they're going to play it back to Firmashek. Firmashek's going to send it forward. As Rose trying to get on the ball. Rose trying to get around the defender. Defender gets it and sends it on back. As definitely try and make sure I give you some numbers and some names as we're moving forward. Interesting fact is and you'll forgive me. This is, sometimes you guys realize with my knowledge of whether you call it soccer or football, I've watched it for a while, but sometimes some of the finer aspects slip away from me just a little bit. So we've got 2 keepers, both wearing number 22. Don't see that a lot. So if 22 is a typical keeper number, hey, I would love for you guys to fill me in on that and let me know why that is. But Primorje trying to take control over at midfield, and boy, slipping away. And as Sever steps in, Carroll's going to pull the ball away from him. Excuse me, that was Brishki. Brishki steps in, moves it around. Looked like he was going to try and go for an overlapping run. Carroll's going to pull it back, though, and it drops back to the central defender, Harris Dedic. as Dedic is just going to slow things down. Tabor are going to wait, and they're going to wait for the press until Dedic gets rid of the ball. And now off and running again, Primorje, as Primorje looking to control the ball here. You know, if you look at the comparison of the two teams, hard to compare, obviously, because one's in the second division, one's in the first, playing very different teams, very different styles at times. Boy, but pulling it back is going to be number 33, Stranyar. Stranyar comes across the middle, drops it back out, as now 32, Rock moves the ball towards the middle, cleared away, but going to be cleared away, and Primorje going to get an opportunity to start this up once again. Okay, all right. Thank you, Jacob. 22 is a normal number for the keeper. I appreciate that very much. As oh man, and so I appreciate it. Hey, you know, I'm glad you like the new score bug. Would have been nice if I would have started it on time. Once again, I need to give somebody my phone numbers that way you guys can remind me. Hey, we're gonna get it when it gets down to the other end. We're gonna make sure that we get a good look at the time, so that way everything is correct here. You'll forgive me once again, the one man band here out of Texas, as we're going to make sure that we get that all squared away for you. And now moving through the midfield, bounced around. Really nice job by Pantelich. Pantelich comes back from his spot, sticks a foot in there, and looks like the sound kind of going in and out from the Veo cam, so I'll do my best not to go too silent on you guys, as looks like sometimes we may have the ambient noise coming out of Slovenia. Sometimes we won't. Is lost on the far side, and a nice job. Going to drop it all the way back to Firmashek, as now Tabor going to try to hold on to some possession here. A high press, though, immediately trying to win the ball back is Primorje, and now Primorje is going to be called for a foul. We're going to get it started up once again. And now moving down the near side. So you got Hojic. Hojic's going to turn it right back towards the middle, though. They're going to go to the far side. It's going to be Asic Piazza. Piazza sends the ball, tries to send the ball into the middle. Now knocked away. He steps right back on it. He's knocked away again. As boy, they just kept getting in front of Asic Piazza. Ball's going to be taken in just outside the attacking third, and Primorje are back on the attack. Well, I say the attack, but I'm going to drop it back now as you're going to move it down the near side. That's going to be number 33, Mark Stranyar. Stranyar moves it back towards the middle and taken at midfield. So right now, each team just trying to find their rhythm a little bit. It looks like as these two teams typically have the ball more often than not. Each of them over 50% in possession. And so when you got two teams with both over 50% possession, one thing is going to have to give. So which of the teams is going to wind up being able to assert themselves? Which is the team that's going to wind up kind of having to fall back into maybe a different rhythm of play, and figure out how maybe do they become a little bit more of a counter-attacking team to try to score the goals? Obviously, I'm not real familiar with Primorje. I know with some of the players on Tabor, especially when you're talking about Pantelich, you're talking about Rose. You certainly have some big bodies, physical bodies that could very possibly become that type of counter-attacking player if Ostrich or even Chandic can get on the end of or the beginning of one of those passes. Chanich, we've seen him make some really nice passes, get some through balls, break some lines. And Ostrich, we've talked about a very creative player, could really maybe get the ball to Rose or Pantelich in a situation where they're one-on-one with an opportunity to go up, even a score, however that is. As trying to play through the middle, there's Sever. Sever steps in the middle again. We've seen him step in the middle of several. Here comes Rose now. Rose going to turn it around. Rose outside the 18. He's got Carroll. Carroll's going to run down the near side. He's got to pull it back, though, as he's going to get cut off by the defender. Going to drop it back to Hojic. Hojic is going to go back to Carroll. And Carroll now stepping inside towards the middle. There's Sever and back out. Excuse me, here's Sever now, as Sever's going to go a left foot ball in, and Rose was there, but Rose is going to, flag's going to go up for offside anyway. As a really nice job. That's what we talked about is an early takeaway and a quick break, trying to find something. Sever steps out, and so it was, it was the first player that I initially said was Sever. That was Osterek. So Got to continue to get used to seeing the new bodies on the field. But Ostrek with a nice job as he turns it around to Sever. Sever sends that left-footed ball in. Rose doing a good job is trying to get down the side. Tabor getting about 2 offside calls a game against them, which honestly I'll take as a good thing. It shows that they're trying to ride that line, trying to get those quick breaks and get those through balls. As a throw-in to Tabor. Tabor on the far side. Here's Martin Asic Piazza as Slachik going to get the day off. Been a long several weeks for Slachik as boy Hodzic and Slachik been running up and down like crazy against Brinny. Slachik was up and down, and honestly against Billier too. So probably a good a nice break as that's going to be a foul against number 10. That's going to be Zobnik. Zobnik's going to get called for the foul. Comes up and clips Brishke from behind. Brishke's going to go right towards the middle. They're going to drop it back down to Hodzic. As you see, kind of moving outside is going to be Ostrek. Ostrek, very versatile player. Hopefully what we see from Ostrek is we see some opportunity for Ostrek to move a little bit of position. You see right now is drops down. Hey, here's our sound back after a little bit of buffering. All right. So you guys don't just have to listen to me. Maybe you get a little bit of the sound behind. We see once again. We kind of see Primorje, and honestly, we saw it a little bit from Brindley last week, where they'll play it real slow in the back, and they're just kind of waiting a long time. They're waiting to make you press. Maybe they're waiting to allow your defense maybe to take one step in the wrong direction. Maybe, quite frankly, you just don't stay patient, and so they just keep passing back and forth until you maybe take one step in the wrong direction. One of your midfielders is able to pull a defender out of position, and then they'll come up. So a little bit, at least at this point, looks like a similar strategy from Primorje as what Brynje had. As okay, you'll forgive me here. I'm gonna reset the clock. I apologize, guys. Hey, thank you so much, John. It's running on my end. I gotta reset it here though. You're gonna see it go away for a minute, which I'm sure with a clock that wasn't running, it doesn't actually matter. So I'm gonna say don't worry, but you guys are all so nice anyway. So we're gonna put this back up here for you guys. And there we go. Now we're up and running for everybody. I'll might have to make a few adjustments to that at halftime. One of those being that I'm going to start the clock at the right time next time, as I think we're pretty close to right on time. We'll see how that goes. It's coming across the middle now, and boy, looking for an offside flag or looking for something as that hands went up from Tabor, and nothing is right down the middle from Primorje. Boy, what an odd-looking play as they bounce the ball around, and boy, coming from way behind the play, too, was the FAR official. So Primorje didn't see who that was that stepped up to score the goal. But early on now, Primorje with a goal as I couldn't hear who. So Harris Kodrich. So Harris Kodrich with the goal with about 32 minutes left. So boy, only 13 minutes down, and already 1-0 to Primorje. Not exactly the start that Tabor hoping to have. As Primorje go up, and we're going to get a foul now in a pretty good position for Tabor. This would be really big for Tabor if Sever can come up, and this is basically going to be a corner kick. If Sever can come up and create a good situation, maybe get that goal back, as just a runner right through the middle for Primorje. Sever's going to send it in with his right foot, proficient with his right and his left, as we've seen this season. Everybody's going to be just about the penalty spot. Sever's going to run in, and he's going to send ball's going to go off of the defender, as I believe that's going to go off of Murillo, and so going to wind up being a genuine corner here for Tabor, as it went off of Murillo. And so is that Rose? Maybe Rose checking on the, I don't know if it's the cameraman. I'm not sure if that's that's a camera. So checking on the cameraman as the cameraman got hit with the rebound. Rose, a good guy. He's going over to check on him, see if he's okay. Obviously, as we said, it's a little drizzly, so everybody all rain-coated up. Corner's going to come in. They're going to play a short corner. Sever steps up. Sever sends the ball across to the back as just off the top of the head, and they're going to wind up saying that the ball went over the end line. So it was Osterek that was taking the corner, and then Sever came up behind him. We're gonna get this eventually, everybody. I apologize for that, as we've got as with, it was pretty normal whenever Petkov was playing. Obviously, Petkov with an injury to his elbow. It was pretty certain who was going to be taking the corners and the free kicks. Now looks like it was Sever, and so we're throwing in Osterek as well, as moving. Boy, a nice move from Murillo. Murillo trying to get to the outside. Really good job from Hojic. Hojic goes down and is able to get rid of that ball quickly, as they're actually going to call it back for, I believe, an offsides call. I couldn't see the flag go up on the far side, but I believe it was offsides call. Is this game being televised nationally? You see the video board behind. And so a nationally televised game is obviously Tabor taking down one Division I team already, trying to do it for a second time. So the eyes of Slovenia, as well as the eyes of everybody around here watching. Everybody across the world watching on our YouTube event. Ball bouncing around. Here comes Murillo. Murillo trying to get on the end, one-on-one, and a really nice ball. Oh my gosh, stepping across, as that's going to be Zavnik. Zavnik tries to send the ball, but it's going to be deflected and going to wind up being a corner. Boy, Zavnik was in a dangerous situation there for Tabor, and Zavnik really handled the ball well as he kind of flicks it up over Hojic. Hojic coming to try and help out behind, as backline of Tabor at the moment struggling a little bit, trying to find their footing. So Primorje setting up for a corner, as on the 6-yard line, they're going to have four players, one standing right in front of Furnichek. Ball's going to come across, comes in, and they go to the near side. Dangerous, and the second goal is in, as running forward, flicked in and across. Boy, who's that going to be? As already 2 goals for Primorje and a 2-0 deficit for Tabor. We're going to wait and see what the on-field announcer says as to who scored that goal. But the header and difficult time defending, as, probably of note, getting the day off. I'm going to stop talking here in a minute as soon as the announcer begins talking. So if I just cut off, that's what's going on. But of note, Joros Koren not in the starting 11. And so with, Koren has been a really nice addition to this team this year. He's been taking a lot of the free kicks. He scored a couple of goals. So that's going to be, so Roger Murillo scores the goal. So Murillo with the goal puts Primorje up 2-0. But Karan getting a little bit of a break. He's been really good in the box, both offensively and defensively. His experience in his career and in the first division has really been valuable, and I think maybe seeing a little bit at the moment of some discombobulation from the back line without their leader on the back. So trying to solidify things just a little bit, but now goals change games, and that second goal it becomes difficult with a lot of time left. So I'm not trying to, let's not hit the panic button just yet, but a lot of time left. But at some point you wind up having to become a little bit more offensive. You wind up having to push numbers up to try to get back in the game. Exposes you on the back a little bit. It's kind of the balance of this sport. Is now working through the midfield once again, coming up the middle from Primorje. Now he's moving towards the near side of the field, going to drop it off to the near side, and I believe that's Zobnik. Zobnik now drops it to the back line, who's pushed way up. That's Para. Para now drops it all the way back to the back line as Milantevich kind of playing back and forth with the central defender. And Rock going to bring the ball up and going to be bounced around. So we see it once again is more than happy just to kind of venture in to the defensive area, and the moment that they need to, was initially didn't call, so they're going to call dangerous play where he's just on the ground. Initially it looked like Primorje were wanting a foul. Primorje player just kind of lays on the ball, so they eventually blow it dead for that. I was kind of afraid the free kick was coming the other direction. So going to get things started off quickly. Hojic now. Hojic with the ball on the near side. Hojic kind of hands up, wondering where he's supposed to go. Who's coming back to him? Carroll comes back. They go back to Hojic. They got it all the way back to Firmashek as closing quickly. They go to Sever in the middle. And now trying to get on a little bit of a break here. Here comes Carroll. Carroll's got to step on the defender. Can he get back to the inside? He does. As Osterek, a fortunate bounce to Ostrek. He's going to flip it into the box. Rose is there, but flipped away by the central defender. Really nice play by the defender to read that play. Here comes Ostrek. Ostrek going to the back post and to Pantelic, and just a little too far for Pantelic. As Piazza is going to get on the end of that, sends it back in now as coming in. Here's Nechev. Nechev trying to flip back towards the middle. Sever now in control. Sever's going to send the ball, bounces around a little bit, chasing it down is Nechev. Couldn't get there in time, though, so Sever trying to see if he could get a deflection. Ball is deflected, but deflected too far away from the net. And we'll start it over once again. Nice offensive moment for Tabor, as Tabor definitely going to need a few more of those. Couple of a nice ball in from Pantelic, just headed away at the last moment by the big central defender, with Rose coming up behind it, and then, by Ostrek was the one that sent them in. Pantelic almost got on the end of another one, so a couple of really good balls from Ostrek. You can kind of see what it is that he can bring, and would love to see that continue. Here's Ostrek coming up. Boy, and Ostrek is going to win a free kick and a card, as that's big. Great job by Ostrek jumping on the end of that. That card is going to go to Milantevich. And so Milantevich, one of the defenders, could play in here as he gets a yellow, still with about 23 minutes to go in the game. No, excuse me, in the half, not the game. Luckily, there's way more to play than that. As Milantevich with the yellow, Ostrek with a great reaction, jumps up there and beats Milantevich. So we're going to see how these teams going to play it. Is a really high line here from Primorje. He's going to force all of the Tabor players up to the 18. Going to have a two-man wall. Everybody else is going to be to the left side of the goal from at least your camera angle. Ostrek standing over it. Ostrek has already sent some really nice balls in. Going to see if he can do it once again. Maybe this time they can turn things around, get on the end of one of these headers. It's Tabor in the black, Primorje in the white. They're going to send the ball in towards the back line. Kicked in, and boy, just knocked away by the keeper. Boy, couldn't tell who that was. It was on the back that sent it across, and the keeper winds up getting under it, flicks the ball. It kind of bounces up into the air. Boy, that was a really nice looking ball. So Ostrek continues to be quality, and Tabor get closer and closer. See if maybe they can break the seal on that goal here in a little bit. As another nice ball from Ostrek coming in. And then going down, getting a push from behind. Boy, Ostrich goes down hard, though, holding his head, as might have caught a shoulder and elbow to the back of the head. And we're going to set up once again for another free kick to Tabor. As this time, Ostrich's going to head in, and Sever's going to be the man taking the free kick. So see if maybe with Ostrich heading in, they can get another body in the box. Let Sever send a really good-looking ball in, get a header. Sever's going to step out. Everybody's at the 18. They're going to get a run in. Really good look about 2 minutes ago. Can they get another good look? Here comes Sever. Sever's going to send the ball in. Nice curling ball out, and going to be flicked, and winds up being a header. No, excuse me. They're going to say it goes off of... Boy, I guess they say that goes off of Rose. I thought that it had gone off the Primorje player, so I guess it bounces off of Rose. Boy, unfortunate if that ball wound up hitting the head of a Tabor player and bounces straight up in the air like that. Pretty good looking ball. They were a long way away, though. I'm not sure how much juice they were going to have on the ball off the header, but would have loved to see a second ball follow. But a goal kick to Primorje, and so now Primorje with the second header is going to flick it out of play. Going to be a throw-in to Tabor as Asich Piazza steps up. Piazza looking for where he's going to throw the ball into. As the header away, Brischke's going to send it out. And here comes Ostrich once again. Ostrich kind of in another one of those situations where he might get clipped from behind. Doesn't. Carroll's got a step. Carroll looking to turn the ball around. And boy, Carroll is dispossessed. Really nice looking play as Carroll tries to get back to the inside. Nice job by the defender. Clears it away. But Hojic on the end of the clearance gets it to Sever. Sever now up to Piazza. Piazza's going to drop it back to Chandic. And Chandic runs it back to Brischke. Boy, Brischke dangerously as Murillo comes up on him, and Tabor kind of scrambling here in possession, but doing a good job retaining possession. Ostrich on the ball now. Ostrich in a wide position. Is he going to try to come back to the middle? No, goes to the outside, and the clearance. Sever trying to run through the middle here as he was running towards the corner flag. Defender gets there just one step early. Hojic throws into Carroll, now back to Hojic. Boy, would love to see Hojic get down to that line. Ostrich's going to be on the ball in the 18, sends the ball across, and coming through, Tabor with the goal. There it is. Ostrich sends the ball in the middle. Rose runs right up the middle in front of the keeper, puts the ball in the net. That's what we were looking for, and that's what Tabor have been building to this whole time, is we've seen that Ostrich being creative. Ostrich, one of the better players on this Tabor team, now back in the lineup. Boy, that is an exciting goal. As, boy, it's been a couple of days since I've got to do this. I'm going to push the +1 on the Tabor score. We get a chance to celebrate the goal here as 2-1, and we're setting up for a really exciting match, as now it looks like Tabor may be starting to find some offensive footing. But really great job 25 minutes in. And now here comes Primorje. Boy, Primorje quickly, though. Nice job by Hojic reading where that was going. As Rose with the goal, Ostrich with the assist. And the foul against Primorje, as the official's gonna put up the stop hand and say, I don't want to hear it from you. (2-1), as that's an exciting goal. We've seen Ostrich. They're going to have to really account for Ostrich, and hopefully maybe in accounting for Ostrich and having to come out wide, come a little bit further off the 18, that's going to open up some space behind for the guys like Pantelich and Rose. Trying to go on the run again as Rose saying, hey, if one is good, two is way better. As Chandic to Sever, they're going to go to the top to Piazza now. As Piazza sends the ball in, Rose is going to be there again, boy, just behind the keeper. Really good ball from Piazza, though. Piazza finds space, lobs the ball in. The keeper's got to come out. Somaka is going to come out and has to make the save. More positive movement for Tabor. Can they continue to build on this? Excuse me, I've been calling Maka. It's Makan. I knew that didn't sound right as I was calling him his name, so if there's any Primorje fans in the chat, I apologize. I think I saw one Primorje fan in the chat earlier. welcome. I will tell you that this is a Tabor broadcast, and I am definitely wearing the black and red of Tabor. So you can laugh at me all you want in moments when I lose my mind just a little bit, as we all have a good time with this. Foul against Tabor, and Strinyar is over the ball. He's just going to tap it real quick. They're going to send it back to him just to get the play started. Going up and over, foul's going to be called on Murillo, as they're going to say that Murillo kind of backed into Nechev. When Nechev comes down hard, as see how he is Nechev, not a guy that you want to see down on the ground for too long. He's kind of holding his lower back, which you go up and jump and kind of get spun around and land on your lower back. It's a painful situation because even in trying to protect yourself, you round that lower back and it exposes everything. So you see, a slip, real quick from Brishke to Sever. Sever, it looked like he slipped, as that was a dangerous looking ball with Primorje. So Primorje now pretty clearly they're going to press high as they want to. I don't think they think that Tabor. I'm not going to say they don't think, but at least they see that the best way to dispossess Tabor is going to be in the defensive area. Here comes Rose now. Rose playing a little bit down on the midfield stripe. He's going to back it up, and here comes Ostrich. Ostrich is being encountered real high. Not going to give him any space. Here's Martin Asic Piazza. Piazza, nice control right on the edge of the 18. Flips it into Rose. Rose bounces it, boy, as an overhead kick from, was that Pantelich, is not going to go anywhere. Boy, Rose tries to get it back. Bounced a little high, I think. I think Pantelich was hoping maybe that ball would come down a little bit quicker to him. As Primorje's trying, looking for Murillo. Another really good-looking ball in, as Rose drew the keeper to him. A good ball from Piazza. Boy, really nice from Asic Piazza, as Piazza sends the ball to Rose. Rose tries to get the header back. It goes just a little bit high off of his forehead. I think he was trying to find it back for Pantelich, which would have been just a nice, easy tap-in, except for the height that the ball got on it. And now coming across, they're going to say up. Oh, man, and slow to get up as the Tabor player, and then they're going to get a foul on Tabor, and probably a wise foul with a man down behind the play, looking to see who that is that was running through. And it honestly might be Martin Asic Piazza, which is really smart to get him back. Piazza functioning in that that wing position, running up and down out of the back line. So definitely need him behind the ball on a fast break. So a wise foul. Luckily, no yellow on that, as Tabor averaging about 2 yellows a game. Strinyar. Now Strinyar drops it all the way back. We've talked about that Primorje, despite having 2 goals already, more than happy to drop it back and allow Tabor to kind of make the first move and getting out of position. Boy, as you can see, nice job by Pantelich. Pantelich running in, trying to create some problems in the defensive backfield. And flicked away now. Now Murillo. So Murillo with the ball at the back line. He is going to get towards the middle. Backs it out, though, and Rock go all the way back to the back line once again. They retain possession. So we talked about it. Which of these 2 teams is going to be able to retain possession? Which team is going to have to turn into a counterattacking team? And I think at least for the first half, we've got our answer. Primorje are the ones that are maintaining possession. And Tabor, though, have looked good in the counter, and they've been dangerous. Ostrich in control of things for Tabor has looked very good in the counter, as both Ostrich and Piazza have sent some really dangerous balls in. One of those we got on the end of from Rose. A couple others were good opportunities at the very least. And for those of you that are listening, if you've listened to me for very long, you know that I'm an eternal optimist. I'm kind of an annoying optimist. I'll be an optimist until the final whistle blows. And now moving down towards the near side. Looks like Tabor just given Primorje their space, is given their space to allow them to go back and forth. They want to hold their shape, make them bounce it back. Primorje just kind of continuing now. A ball to the middle of the field. Nechev up and over. Good job by Nechev. Now Nechev has to retreat in a hurry. They're looking for Murillo. Nechev does a good job getting back in front of Murillo, since Tabor didn't win that second ball. Primorje going to switch as Carroll comes up quickly, and a really nice decoy as that was Rock. Rock kind of gives Carroll a decoy, allows the ball to go through, and luckily the ball back to Rock wasn't a great one, so it winds up rolling back towards the back line of Primorje. They had to wind up setting up again. A really nice decoy now back into the 18. First time they've been in the 18 in a while. As, boy, that ball just wide. Scary ball as Primorje goes down to his right, sticks his hand out, and well, you saw nobody got a touch on it, so it winds up missing. And it's kind of one of those scary ones because the angle that we're at, you can see like he's basically right by the post. He dives. So that ball, it felt like an eternity once the ball got past his hand to get past the post. Because the angle we're at, you couldn't tell if it was going to be a ball into the net or past the net. And so, boy, Rose goes down after the header. And he's quickly back up, so good news that he's back up and moving as he kind of went down to his foot for a second, making sure he didn't twist anything on the way down. A little bit of a wet pitch has been drizzling for most of the day, currently drizzling. Here under the lights at Sejana. Primorje from Idoshina. And that's only about 30 kilometers away. Excuse me, Idoshina. That's only about 30 kilometers away from Sejana. So these two teams very familiar with each other on the same side of the country here in Slovenia, on the western side. As Idoshina is halfway, at least in terms of the way that you would drive, between Sejana and Gorica. And a free kick here to Primorje. Zobnik's going to set up. Everybody's at the 18. They're going to run in, see if Tabor can deal with the header coming in. Dangerous time here for Tabor with about 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. So Zobnik stands over the ball. Long conversation with the official. Now the ball comes in. Boy, curling ball, dangerous looking ball sent away. Second ball is going to be into the back of the net as not cleared well. Going to be cleared in the 18, and 3-1 is the score. Boy, just as Tabor starting to find a little bit of hope. Excuse me, unfortunately, I got to take that one off. Tabor find a little bit of hope, and Primorje right back on top. It was a good-looking ball in, and it was low enough. Tabor able to get a head on it, but not. It wasn't high enough for them to be able to get underneath it, send it out. So the ball goes down. And kind of that waist-high kick from the side. He controls it. A lot of times you see that ball go up and over the goal, but controlled well. Once again, once I start hearing the announcer talk, I'll wind up being quiet so I can hear who it was that actually scored. As Carroll comes across the middle. Carroll looking down the field. He goes to the middle of the field to Sever. So that was Stefan Milincevic. So Milincevic with a 35th minute goal. So Milincevic, the defender, down in the box on the foul kick, the free restart. Now back across the middle. Primorje starting to find a little bit of success, and offside is running right in behind was number 99, Harris Kodrich. Kodrich with the first goal of the game for Primorje. So Kodrich a little bit offside, unfortunately, as now Hodzic sends the ball forward. Nechev now. Nechev back on the ball. He's going to drop it to Firmashek. And coming up the side. Going to be a throw-in. Oh, boy, a throw-in to Primorje as Piazza was... Looked like Piazza thought that the ball was going to... When it went out, I guess it wound up catching a little bit of Piazza. And so Primorje now with a throw-in. Primorje, boy, a long throw. Gets him way down towards the corner. Pass back, and then the header, and boy, just a shove right in the back by Piazza. Looked like the Primorje player wound up doing a good job getting position right before as Piazza was trying to close it down. Another dangerous ball here for Primorje. As Primorje going to set up once again. Everybody's going to wind up at the 18. A little bit more spread out this time, as not quite as bunched up as they were last time. Had more players in the box on the previous restart. Now they're going to wind up having, well, excuse me, they're going to bring one back, so they still have 6 in this grouping. So kick's going to come in. Flicked on as a ball at the back. Can they get it cleared? They do get it cleared. Boy, Murillo was at the back post. He tried to cut under one defender as the defender trying to close him out. And Murillo just comes back a little bit too far. That gap winds up closing. A dangerous ball from Primorje. And Tabor now, we're really hoping that that clock starts ticking a little bit quicker as Primorje looking dangerous once again. Throw in here for Primorje, and everybody's in the back. This is going to be a long throw as throw comes in near side of the 18, flicked away by Carroll, it looks like. And they're going to start up once again as cleared out actually by Primorje. Primorje going to drop it back to the back line to Harris Dedic. Dedic drops it all the way back to McCann. And we're starting up once again. So Primorje, Tabor looking to try to take a ball away here in the midfield and see if they can start some sort of a counter here. Would love to get back within 1 before heading in for half. At this point, it was bad and then good and kept getting better and then got bad again for Tabor. So I believe about 5 minutes left. You'll forgive me, I didn't get the clock started right on time. So I believe about 5 minutes left, though, as Primorje continue to hold possession. And now ball bounced away again. Sever and Carroll came together, wound up not having the ball, and now moving in, and another corner as quickly kicked across Kodrich. Kodrich did a good job with that left foot. He was trying to find the runner in. Looked like Murillo coming up the middle as one of the defenders, maybe Nechev or Brishke, couldn't tell exactly who that was, came across, got in the way of it, got a head on it, but it winds up bouncing out down by the inline. So corner kick here for Primorje. Primorje have looked really dangerous on these set pieces. So coming into the box, gonna get an in-swinger. See if Tabor can handle this one. Headed to the back post, really high. Now back towards the middle. Dangerous area, flicked away by Rose, flicked on by Ostrich, and now out of the box. Boy, that ball stayed in the air for a long time. The first ball to the back wasn't a great one, really high, but then Primorje did a good job to get it into a dangerous area. They just didn't have enough players right in the middle of the goal area. Now coming in, Nechev's going to wind up heading a ball away as that ball's crossed in. Rose drops it off to Ostrich. Ostrich looks for Carroll as Carroll cuts back in, and in an offside position is Rose, so Rose just going to have to stop and let the ball go. And going to set things up once again. Ostrich's going to switch back into his midfield position. Rose runs out to make McCann pick up the ball. And the throw to get a good restart in. Boy, ball given away right at the midfield stripe. So see if Tabor can turn this around as, boy, Piazza looking for, I believe that was Nechev. Nechev trying to get on a run down the line. Ball's going to go just a little bit out on the touchline. So a throw in for Primorje. Rose trying to close down in the central defense. It's just going to be cleared away. And Brishke has to head the ball back to Firmashek. Firmashek up quickly, looking like he was wanting to go with a quick throw. He's going to pull it back, gets it off to Brishke. Is now Brishke to Hodzic. And Hodzic Sends it forward to Ostrek. Ostrek, boy, a nice ball right between the legs, but Carroll not able to get there. Looked like Carroll wasn't expecting that ball to go between the legs. And bouncing around once again, Rose trying to close down as in the midfield, sent way downfield by Dedic. And boy, Kodrich is dangerous on these balls. He's not necessarily wanting to play it and hold it up. Kodrich on these long balls is wanting to physically win it and go score. As Kodrich is continuing to be more and more dangerous as this match goes on with some of these long balls. Didn't see that early on. Now they're moving it more into that direction as Tabor again having to push up. Now a ball down, right down the middle, sent out to Kodrich. And Kodrich, boy, retains possession, doesn't go down. A save, nice job by Firmashek going down. Kodrich is down in the box. No foul called, so they're going to now wind up stopping the play to check on Kodrich, as Kodrich looked like on the follow-through on the kick, probably wound up hitting somebody's boot as they were trying to get in front of it as well. Firmashek with a good job making the play right in front of himself. As it looked like, I couldn't tell, maybe Asic Piazza was the one that came in behind and was trying to get position. Kodrich winds up shielding him off and preventing him from getting position. As Piazza kind of bounces off of him. Honestly, you know, if Kodrich maybe goes down in that situation, he might actually wind up winning the... the penalty. Looks like we're gonna get a yellow. Oh, because of the multiple fouls, so they're gonna wind up getting a yellow on number 17. So that's Zan Basir. So Basir with just, boy, probably just a couple more seconds left, winds up getting a yellow here at the end of the first half. The quick restart. Rose tries to control it. Ball bounces kind of up and over. The kick towards the goal is gonna bounce away as everybody's moving back. And now we're going to get a yellow to Nechev. So Nechev starts too early, winds up getting a yellow on that. No whistle was blown, as obviously with the stoppage on the yellow, you got to wait for the whistle to come back. So on the right side, Tabor retains the ball. And they're going to retain possession, maybe have an opportunity to try to move through here with just a little bit of time left. Excuse me, no, they're going to go ahead and just blow the whistle straight away, so that's halftime. Tabor down 3-1 going into half. Had about a 10-minute stretch where they were dangerous, wind up actually finding the back of the net, but have had trouble keeping Primorje out of the back of the net. Hey, we're going to step away for halftime. We'll be back for the second half.
Konec prvega polčasa, Tabor Primorje, rezultat je 1-3.
back from halftime. As taking a look at the field, don't think I'm seeing any changes. Waiting to see if the announcer says anything about changes, but I'm not seeing anything just yet. As now they're going to get started, so 1/2 to go as Tabor down 3-1 coming out of halftime, and Tabor looking to try to find something that they didn't have in the first half. As Carroll's going to flick it on, and now here comes Ostrek. Ostrek sends the ball through the middle, and going to be picked up by McCann as Ostrek looking to try to get things on the front foot. Ostrek was at the middle of most of the offense in the first half, so see if he can find a way to do it even a little bit more, as Tabor really got to find a way to turn this game around. They've struggled with right up the middle from Primorje. Primorje just kind of bullied up the middle to this point and have been very dangerous in the box. As Tabor now looking to retain a little bit of possession, did not have the ball very much in the first half, so trying to maintain some possession here, maybe start building a little bit of building a base here in the second half. All right, here's the deal. You guys know me, I told you, eternal optimist. We are about to see an amazing second half. This game is going to wind up. We're all going to be excited. We're going to have a ton of fun. As I am echoing. All right, hang on, guys. I'm sorry. Let me check what's going on. I'm going to step away for a second and see where I'm echoing. All right. How's that working now? Am I doing well? You guys let me know. You'll forgive me. I don't have my audio headset in at the moment. Don't want to be driving you guys nuts. Having to hear me with one voice is enough. Hearing me with two voices, I'm sure it would drive anybody crazy. Is now a little bit louder. All right, sounds like we're doing a little bit better. Let me turn the mic up just a little bit, and we'll go from there. All right, man, guys, I really apologize. I'm sorry. I took a look at the settings and tried to make sure. So apparently something had happened, and my audio channel had gotten duplicated. So that's what happens when you use technology that's smarter than yourself. So we're back going. The game obviously has been going on for about 3 minutes now. I got the clock started on the correct time this time, so we know exactly where we are here in the half as Primorje turned the ball around, trying to move the ball through the middle. Tabor going to follow out a little bit. Tabor really setting up a block down low as everybody's behind the ball at the moment. Only Rose is on the left side of the midfield stripe. You see Carroll coming forward, trying to put a little bit of pressure, now moving through the middle and back out. Is that going to be Hojic on the far side? Hojic maybe trying to run things down. And a throw in here to Tabor. So with the exception of one incursion, we have had most of the possession for Tabor. Good question about the clock. That's how we'd had it for most of the year, as the counting down factor of it. I'd had it for most of the year. Decided to change it and kind of bring it more in line with the rest of the world of football. The first game that we had it counting up was against NAFTA, which didn't go well. So thought we kind of joked around, thought we would go back to the counting up. It didn't work against Brinian, so it's a really good point. Maybe after the first half, I need to figure out a way to get it counting up for the second half. Boy, as a ball across the middle, dangerous, and a flick back. Oh my goodness, there's that's Firmashek. Boy, as the flick back from a Tabor player trying to get it where it could be cleared, winds up actually going to a Primorje player. Boy, really nice job. as Firmashek did a good job coming out quickly, and they've just got to clear it away as in a tough spot was, boy, who was that? Maybe it's not Nechev. So Chandic wound up being in a tough spot down on his own inline, wound up just having to clear it for a throw. And so we go back now as Primorje going to drop the ball back all the way to the keeper and start up once again. This is what we see as, we see that Primorje have done it all game, is they're willing to take the ball all the way back as long as they can retain possession. And to this point, really, Tabor, when they've had the ball, have been a little bit dangerous. And so the best way to defend Tabor at the moment is just make sure that they don't have the ball. As Ostrek has done a really good job of kind of running the offense at the moment. Rose with a lot of really nice pressure. Rose and Carroll, and so they're going to do the same thing that Tabor had to do on the other side. They've just got to get it out for a throw. Boy, as a heavy touch. Boy, coming across, who was that? As Sever. So Sever coming back across a heavy touch, has the ball taken away from him, and so the ball's going the other direction now on the far side of the field. And looking for a runner in. Ball's going to bounce high. Boy, as Firmashek took a long time. The ball bounces high, and everybody kind of stopped and backed away. Not sure if what happened there, but Firmashek obviously had it in control. As me and my nervous self got a little bit overreactive. Firmashek comes out as that ball, they tried to get a through ball. Ball bounces up in the air off of somebody's foot. Nice job by Tabor getting in the way of it. Sever tries to flip the field, get it to Carroll on the far side, but stepping away, sending it the other direction is going to be, I believe, Milintevic. And now, boy, another ball to this side is cut off. Boy, a couple of balls to the wingers getting cut off by the defenders that are stepping in the way. Tabor losing possession in areas of the field where it looked like maybe they're starting to build a little bit. Hojic now he's going to play this nice and slow. He's not trying to rush it. Now he's going to go down here to Sever. Sever with the chest and back to Nechev as Ostrek now. Ostrek trying to direct the defense, or excuse me, direct the offense. Here comes Pantelic as Pantelic was playing down in this, he's playing now down in this back line, running up and down the side. So back in. So there's Piazza. Piazza gets the ball down to Pantelic. So they had kind of flipped positions and cleared out as that ball came in once again. Nechev is going to drop back. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's a change that has been made. Is Pantelic going to be on the back line now with Piazza playing more on the wing? As they were playing on the same side, have they just basically flipped positions? We'll see how things play out. Sever now in control. Sever looking for Ostrek as Sever is going to be dispossessed at midfield. Ball back towards the middle. Primorje have some intent here. Primorje going to send the ball, and a really good job. Cleared away is Sever. So Sever gets down and prevents a dangerous looking ball. No, excuse me, that's going to be Ostrek. I'm so sorry, guys. That's going to be Ostrek. Does a really good job getting down, prevents a dangerous ball down to Murillo, as Murillo was not too far down on the near side. He was just about the 18. If the ball gets to him, he's going to have an opportunity to really send a difficult cross in, if not go for goal himself. So the ball back out across. Ostrek trying to keep the ball on the pitch, as it's not. He was in contention with Zen Basir, as Basir on a yellow right at the end of the first half. So the throw in here for Primorje is kind of bounce back and forth. Here's Nechev. Nechev wants the ball back. Now Pantelic gets the ball to Rose. Rose with the man on his back and gets a kick from behind. And as hands on the head, that's going to be Para, as Para gives away a dangerous free kick. We've seen this already as Osterek from the same side of the field, so same side of the field in terms of the camera angle, but different sides of the field in terms of like if you flip it around. But we've seen a dangerous ball that he got to Rose in the middle. Can he get it again? This time the ball's going to be an in-swinger towards the goal. See if they can create some issues for Makan, keep it far enough away so that way he can't come out and get it. Here comes Ostrek, sends it in, ball to the back post, headed away. Carroll controls it as, trying to send it in forward, and ball's just going to be kind of bounce off of the wall and be kicked away. I think Carroll was trying to figure out what was going on there, and now trying to get a runner through down on the far side. Kicks it in. Rose, as flag's going to go up. So Rose is just one step offside, maybe not much more than that. A good attempt, though, as they're trying to get down. They just couldn't stay onside. Good job from Primorje to create a trap offside for Rose. So the restarts, as Tony McCann is just going to send the ball forward. Nechev, now Brisky drops the ball back off. Nechev goes all the way across to Brisky. Brisky's got a lot of room to work here. He's got Pantelich on the near side, as he's just going to close it all the way down. Brings it to Pantelich. Pantelich with Ulstrich up ahead of him. He's going to drop it back to Brisky. And Brisky now to Nechev. Hodges kind of turns on the Jets here. Hodges has a little bit of space. Hodges can really run. Like to see it when he gets a chance to open it up. Now down the far side, Carroll trying to run it down. Keep it in. Carroll down in the corner. He's trying to win a corner now, basically. He's just trying to find a way to kick it off of the defender. And boy, the ball's going to get kicked away. So Hodges is there holding on to it, though. Nice job from Hodges. The pass across is rejected, stepping in front and sent the other direction. As Nechev now. Nechev wins the ball at midfield. Nechev pushing forward. And another ball that is intercepted and kicked away. Boy, Tabor trying to get these passes in, and they just can't find any passing lanes. So Primorje and really Primorje, just for the next 30 minutes, all they need to do is really just step in a passing lane and kick it away as far as they can. Tabor, if Tabor can find one goal here, it makes the game a little bit tighter, and maybe you start to see tactics from Primorje change a little bit and open up a little bit in the back, and if nothing else, at least cause a little bit more nerves. Trying to get a runner in. Pantelich, ball's bounced high in the air. Pantelich tries to control it with a knee, trying to get a turn around, takes a push. Osage Piazza tries to spin, loses the ball on the spin, and now taken away. Boy, another ball down into the 18 as Tabor with opportunities, trying to get a little bit closer. Boy, you see the Primorje fans with their flag and no shirts on. As if I have to, I will go shirtless for the rest of this broadcast if it brings us a goal. As Piazza with a nice ball in. Now Ulstrich at the top of the 18. Nice cut in. Ulstrich trying to cut away. Tries to get it in. Boy, there's nobody there. Goes all the way back to out to the 18. And a corner is going to be won. Boy, as what you saw disappointed is I can't tell if that was Hodgic. I believe it was Hodgic with the kick to the top or for the 18. So Ulstrich draws all of the defense down to himself. Hodgic has a space, but winds up getting deflected. Now a corner kick as Sever is going to be sending the corner in. Veilcam finally helps us out. Backs it away as going to be right on the penalty spot. Boy, header comes up as boy Ulstrich and Carroll, a little bit of miscommunication. Each one of them was trying to take it. That's going to go off of the official, and so we're going to get a restart here down on the down in the far side, kind of the attacking third here for Tabor. Chandic is down below, so Chandic now looking for an opportunity to send the ball in, as he's just going to back it off to Ulstrich. Ulstrich's getting a little bit of pressure now. Ulstrich going to move through, and boy, chest to chest with the defender. Ulstrich winds up winning it. Nice job with the physicality there, as Paro was the defender on him. Paro winds up going down. Ulstrich retains possession. Now Ulstrich back in possession, drops it down to Chandic. Chandic sends the ball across. Is Rose there? Pantelich there. Oh, is the header just mishit? As I believe that was Nechev running in. And a really great ball in from Chandic. It's one of the things that we see. Chandic at times can make some mistakes, but boy, he's got a great eye for passes. And boy, that was a really good one with Nechev running in. You saw Nechev go down and just hits it. Thought that was going to be the one that draws us one closer, as it's going to be sent forward. And Nechev back on the ball. Pantelich Looking to the far side of the field. Can they get it all the way there? Boy, nice job from Pantelich. Pantelich flips the field. Nice spin. Boy, he goes down. Like, and look at him. No, what a horrible time to buffer. As, boy, it looks like he wraps his arm all the way around him. At the moment, it looks like he's about to go down, trying to get into the 18. Oh, the tension is building as the buffering continues. And if you're watching this with me, we are just waiting for what shows up next. So he does go down. So he winds up going down. And so we've got a foul and a free kick here for Tabor. So with the buffer, we've got a little bit of blurriness. I can't really tell who's on the ball and who is in the box. Hopefully we can still see the celebration as this ball's about to go in the back of the net. So just outside the 18 at the corner. As ball sent in and going to be kicked away. So it's a corner kick now as they kicked it right into the wall. Looked like they were trying to maybe go over the wall. They wind up kicking it off the wall. And a corner for Tabor. 30 minutes to go here in the game. Tabor would love to see a goal right here. Start making this a little bit of a tense game. Corner coming in and the corner goes to the near side, headed away. And flicked across. Boy, Primorje continuing to win these headers. Tabor just not winning balls in the air. As going to get a foul called on Tabor down in the 18. And right now it's one of the issues on the offensive side is we just can't win the header in the box. Whoever it is that's on Primorje that keeps winning these headers, I can't necessarily tell. I know that Melantevich is down there. Melantevich is a big man. You also have Zin Basir, as those guys are rejecting balls left and right. And a nice job by Sever. Good read as stepping in, trying to poke that ball through. Boy, as Pantelich was on the run. Couldn't quite get there, though. And Nechev is going to drop the ball all the way back to Firmashek. Looks like, boy, a whole slew of changes about to come in for Tabor. I saw at least 3 players there. I think I saw Kalshik and Stančić as well as someone else standing by the board. So we're going to see when we start getting some substitutions. As here they come, let's listen in and see who it is that comes in for them. So Pantelich is going to wind up coming out for Stančić. Here comes Carroll. Who's going to step in for Carroll? Is that going to be Kreintz? Krasimir Todorov comes in for Carroll. And Kreintz is going to come on for Piazza. So with about 27 minutes remaining, we get 3 substitutions. Todorov, Stančić, and Kreintz. When and really of that group, I felt that Piazza played well offensively in the first half, and we started to see Pantelich playing really well in the second half. So unfortunately, we see Pantelich coming out right as I think he was maybe starting to find a little bit of his rhythm. So Stančić just winds up grabbing and pulling. That's going to wind up being a yellow card. Boy, Dino Stančić gets a yellow immediately as he reaches out and grabs Tilen Klemenčić to prevent Klemenčić from turning the corner. Boy, so a really quick yellow from Stančić. So taken away, good job taken away. So there's Kreintz. Kreintz comes in really quickly. Boy, a pass not quite far enough up the field for Hodzic. So Kreintz does a good job getting out there. Hodzic was trying to get wide on that ball as the pass doesn't take him wide enough. And a throw in to Primorje. As we're going to get another substitution. We're going to see who it is that's coming in for what team. So it looks like we're going to get a sub for Primorje. I'm willing to bet that's Milentievich. As 2 subs coming off. So in comes number 8, Elian Dimirovic. And he comes in, I believe, for Milentievich. Also coming in, number 31, Ishak Koyode Rafiu out of Nigeria. So Rafiu is going to step in. I believe he probably comes in for Kodrich. I'm not 100% positive. You'll forgive me. I don't recognize the faces as they come off. We'll probably see as we turn it around, but I definitely know that Dimirovic and Rafiu on the field for Primorje. And boy, between the 5 substitutions that started coming in about 3 minutes ago, plus just a small amount of playing time, boy, there's been a lot of time that has been killed from all the substitutions. As they're going to get a quick, no, they're not going to get a quick restart. They're going to stop play, bring the ball back as Tabor trying to get a quick restart on it. Not going to happen. And so Tabor going to set up on the far side. Pass is going to come down all the way down to Nechev. Nechev going to try and bring the ball forward, drops it into the middle to Stancic. Now Stancic looking for a runner as Stancic winds up having the ball picked up by McCann. Not really sure if he was expecting that runner that far into the box, or maybe just wound up missing with his pass a little bit. So the ball sent the other way. Brishke does a good job coming and gets it back to Stancic, and a throw in on the near side to Tabor. Kreintz goes right over the top to Rose. Rose is going to try to get the ball back to Kreintz. Now Kreintz looking for some space to Chandic to Brishke, and now Brishke to Hojic. As defense starting to try to close down on the far side. And back in the middle across. Now ball right at the 18. Looked like it just got lost at the feet of the Tabor player. Couldn't see who that was. Is now Rafiu one-on-one with Nechev. Rafiu moves to the outside. Boy, as Nechev slides past, they get the ball just outside the 18. Kick coming in and right into the back of the net from outside the 18. Boy, about 25 yards away. And that's going to wind up being, was that number? I'm not sure who that was. Elian Dimirovic. So Elian Dimirovic, who just came on, winds up scoring for Primorje. And the score is 4-1 with about 20 minutes left to go in this game. As anything, a result other than what it looks like would wind up being a miracle, and we'll certainly hope for miracles here. Tabor, though, after being on the offensive front for a while and really being more offensive this half, give up the goal from outside. Looks like, I don't know if maybe Firmashek got blocked off and couldn't see. Firmashek not able to make a play on that ball as he kind of got stuck, and usually that's what happens when you don't see the keeper moving that direction. And so a goal kick here as Mirovic winds up scoring with about 22 minutes left in the second half. Sent forward, ball controlled at midfield, now turns it around and sent for Rose. Boy, no, excuse me, that wasn't Rose. I believe that was Stancic, and going down, boy, as maybe winds up clipping a player in the back as they're running across, trying to close down on defense, as looked like that was a runner in. I believe that was Stancic. It was starting to get towards that near post. A nice pass in. Just didn't quite make it all the way there. And so now a foul and a restart here for Primorje with 20 minutes to go in the half, as Primorje sends it forward, looking in the middle, and going to be a foul again. So that's going to be Brischke. Brischke winds up fouling Murillo, and we'll get another free kick from just outside the center circle. And now here comes the substitution, as Ostrek is going to be relieved. Ostrek with a pretty good game to this point. And here comes number 29, Brian Destin. So Brian Destin onto the field. So we're going to get a chance to get our first look at Destin. As Destin coming over, we're also going to get a substitution for Primorje. Ostrek's trot off the field, certainly much quicker than the Primorje player. As we're going to get two substitutions for Primorje. Oh, excuse me, just one. Coming on for Primorje is going to be number 9. Going to be Mark Gulich. So Gulich comes on. And Brian Destin steps onto the field. Kick coming to the near side. Boy, wide open at the near side, then closed down quickly as trying to flick it back behind himself. I believe that was Klemencic. Tries to kind of get the back heel into the net. Can't quite get it there. Nice job by the defense of Tabor being in the way. So an opportunity here to see Brian Destin for the first time. We've seen Destin in the U19s game. Get a chance to see him here in the Cup game as we're right at the middle. Nice job, Todorov. Boy, Todorov with trying to take that ball away, and winds up as it looked like Rose was asking why there wasn't a foul there, as I believe that Rose was saying that Todorov, as he got away, kind of got grabbed on the shoulder and pulled back. So Stancic trying to close down on the near side. As header won by Sever. Rose trying to flick it on to Destin. Destin, boy, goes foot to foot with the defender. Can't quite get it away from Melentevich. So Melentevich still on the pitch. So it wasn't Melentevich who was relieved. It might have been Harris Dedic. And a foul goes over to Primorje. Primorje going to wind up switching off with a 3-goal lead and about 17 minutes left. They're going to do everything they can to reduce the amount of playing time here, as a free kick now to Tabor, as Sever is going to go quickly. Sever gets it back to Brischke, down to Nechev. And Firmashek is going to stand on the ball and control it. Now he's going to send the ball down the field. Flick on. Hey, flick on to Kreintz. Nice job is Kreintz with a couple of players running into the box. Kreintz with a step over is relieved of possession, as a nice job on defense from Primorje. Take another ball away at the 18. We've seen that in this half, especially in the last about 15 minutes. Tabor losing the ball at the 18 with an opportunity to get into the 18. So Primorje's defense, which is holding strong here against Tabor, allowing them to get down near the 18, but not moving any closer. So Tabor trying to turn it around, get the ball down the field again. Primorje, though, have closed the defense down a little bit higher as they have possession. Rose trying to win a ball up top, hadn't had a lot of luck just yet. Nechev with the header, ball goes straight into the air, up and over. As believe that was Sever that went up and over the top, and so they're going to restart as Sever now sends the ball down, looking for Rose. Rose kicks that foot high. They're going to wind up calling Rose on the high kick, as backing away was the defender from the high boot. As you see Destin trying to run the ball down there in the attacking midfield. Now the ball brought back by Primorje. A lot of room in midfield, but a good job closing it down right at the midfield stripe. Boy, but just bullied out of the way. Primorje do a good job to take the ball away just by being more physical. Now Rafiu in the 18. Rafiu trying to get it around. Boy, and almost got a really nice ball in as a good job taken away as Brischke. Brischke steps right in front, boy, but Rafiu and a ball rolling around in the 18. Got to get cleared by Firmashek. Firmashek winds up clearing it away. Rose goes up, wins the header. Good job from Rose. Now Rose trying to wall off. Here comes Sever. Sever coming through the middle. Goes right through the feet. Here's Brian Destin. Destin now with opportunities. Destin's going to wind up slipping as he gets to the ball. So Destin unable to stay on his feet there. Ball's going to get sent away. And now Stancic with the ball at the near side. Stancic trying to move the ball down the field, try and get a cross in. Stepping out to cover is Klemencic, and a good cross by Stancic is going to get headed away. Ball went to the near post, going to get headed away, and we're going to get another substitution, as it looks like we got a substitution coming from Tabor again. Stepping off on the far side of the field, so is that Rose that stepped off? Here comes Cuckoo. So Cuckoo steps onto the field. Rose steps off. 5 substitutions now in for Tabor. 13 minutes to go in the game. And coming on for Monic Zavnik is going to be number 91, Edvin Soljanovic. So Soljanovic steps onto the field. The throw to the far side. Tabor, boy, as Hojic tries to play the ball gets by him, and so the defender or player coming across now at the 18, top of the 18, looking for a shot, as that ball is going to be rejected, bounces away, and a corner to Primorje. So Primorje wins the corner. And heading down, a lot of black shirts inside the 6. Primorje coming down for the attack on the corner. Destin's going to come to cover the short corner, as he's following Nico Rock around. Left-footed in-swinger coming from Primorje, swings to the back and punched away by Firmashek, but the punch is going to roll for another corner, as ball had a little bit of English on it, little spins towards the end line, and Primorje going to do it once again. As this time it's going to be Todorov that runs out to prevent the short corner. You see Soljanovic is calling for the ball just outside the 18. He sticks his hand up saying, "Hey, I'm open if you'd like to pass it to me." Destin's going to close him down now. Everybody standing inside the 6-yard box. Low corner comes out, and ball rolls across the box. Soljanovic is going to come on the near side, jump on it, and drops it back to retain possession. Going to be sent to the far side as Klemencic flips the field. Trying to get into the box is Primorje. Nice job using the body to wall off on the far side for Tabor. And a foul going to be called against Primorje, so going to start it the other direction. And Brischke and Hojic back and forth as they're going to kick it off of the Primorje player for another throw. As a nice catch from one of the gentlemen in the orange jacket standing down there on the far side. Gets it back in and trying to be off and running, but that white board on our screen really creates some problems seeing anything as they're running back and forth across it. Turn to the inside, good turn to the inside by Todorov is going to be taken away eventually, though. Todorov very quick. Quick turn, closed down, though. Now Kreintz on the near side, going to receive it with his chest. As he's cut off, they've got to drop back to Todorov, and now Todorov towards the middle, past Stancic, and going to be a throw-in as possession not going to be lost. Turn from Chandic, and Firmashek back on top of the ball again. He's going to send it to Hojic. Back to Brischke. Now Brischke trying to start the offense up as he's going to kind of slow play it, flips it around to Hojic, and Hojic moves it down the field. Destin in control. Destin to the middle of the field to Stancic. Stancic turns. Stancic is quickly closed down. Destin coming in. Ball rolls just outside of his range. Kreintz is going to get knocked out of the way of that header, and now the ball kind of just at midfield. Who's going to wind up winning possession, trying to move through midfield on this? So far side of the field, they're going to giving Hojic some space to work with. Excuse me, that's not Hojic there, as that was Chandic. So giving Chandic some space to work with there, trying to get a turn, coming back towards the middle. Boy, really nice job from Tabor to get around, and as heading out towards the far side. That's going to be Cuckoo. Cuckoo is going to get beat to the ball, but a throw-in. So Tabor now moving down into the attacking third of the field. Hojic with the throw-in. Hojic, the quick throw, and trying to get around the corner. Boy, actually kind of flicked it behind himself. There's nobody there waiting. Now Brischke's going to send the ball to the near side to Stancic. Kreintz. Kreintz controls it. Kreintz coming across the 18, and Kreintz is going to get dispossessed and then winds up kind of going down on the field. He tried to cut back. Nothing nefarious there, but he tried to cut back. Winds up slipping. Boy, you'll forgive me. I'm sorry. The feed coming in a little bit fuzzy. I try to be better about telling you who's on the ball and who's not. Seeing some different movement as well as Kreintz and Stancic both playing on this near side. We're seeing the attacking wing duck more inside, and seeing the left back getting way down the field more often. So Destin rushes the pass a little bit, forces it to be closed down, now bounce back around, and a good job clearing it out. I believe that was Chandic. Now moving down the far side is Todorov. Todorov cuts back to the inside, but he had a guy right inside of him, so the cutback was taken away, as there's just too many men in the area as he's trying to pass it across. So about 8 minutes here to go in the game. Tabor looking to try to build offensively here, see if maybe they can create a little bit of momentum as they come out. Looks like this is going to be end of their Slovenian Cup run, as Primorje will continue. Primorje have done a good job scoring goals throughout this game, as in the first half they did it by controlling the ball. The second half they took a ball away and wound up scoring on a ball from outside the 18. So Primorje have done it in multiple ways. The throw in going to go all the way back to the keeper. Sharp passing from Primorje, as that's going to be just a little bit outside the range of Klemencic, as Klemencic can't quite get there. However, Kreintz clears it away, so going to be a throw in to Primorje. Primorje retained possession. So after the fourth goal, Tabor had most of the possession for the most of the first half, and then Primorje, after scoring their fourth goal, have really kind of retained possession now. As Tabor now will take possession in the attacking third. The pass back just a little bit outside the ability of Primorje to get it. Cuckoo's going to pick it up, but he's going to hand it off. Kreintz now looking back towards the middle of the field and going down. Sever does a good job retaining possession. The pass through is going to go all the way through. So pass through doesn't find anybody, as Primorje back on top. Primorje, boy, is Primorje having a difficult season at this point in the first division. you know, never know what it's going to look like when they get back into divisional play, into to league play. But certainly a positive game here for Primorje as Destin with a turn. Good control by Destin. Is going to move it down to the near side now as Destin now with 2 men on him flicks it back as Stancic on the ball. Stancic just outside the 18, cuts in. Stancic cutting to the back cross. Boy, and the header goes right to the keeper. As I believe, was that Cuckoo on it? So a good job getting the ball to Cuckoo in the box. Cuckoo just goes right towards the middle of goal. The keeper didn't move out of the middle of the goal as much as he thought he had. So a good chance for Tabor. Can't quite put it in the back of the net, and moving it around again. Brisky drops it to Firmashek. And now Hodget's on the far side. He's got Chandic running towards the line. He's going to pull it back. He's got some space to run. They're going to give him a little bit of space. He's going to take it as much as he can. Destin drops back into the defensive midfield. Now closing down on Hodget with two Primorje players as they're trying to close further down on him. Boy, ball right off the head of Sever. Wasn't expecting it, but it does a good job stepping in front of it anyway. And now Nechev comes up on a run. Nechev gets the ball to the near side to Kreintz. As Kreintz cuts into his right foot, goes to the back post, way outside the back post, actually. Cuckoo's trying to play a little bit of defense as Chandic was trying to get on the end of the header, but a little bit too far as he was having to back away trying to get on the end of the header. Hodget's is going to wind up getting a card here as running past him, and so just a professional foul as he grabs the jersey and pulls him back. And a free kick here for as a ball comes onto the field. I think maybe one of the kids lost the ball from the stands, maybe, as free kick, but not really going to get into a offensive position here as they're just going to play it out with a pass and retain possession. Already with a 4-1 lead, they're just trying to play out the game. As ball in the midfield. Back and forth across the field is a couple of flips of the field being flipped. Yeah, it's a weird phrase to try and say, of flips of the field. There it is, boy, and now right back up the middle and into the middle for Rafiu. Rafiu, boy, it's just a little bit in front of him, though. A really nice run there from Primorje. Primorje get a real quick break coming right over the top of Stancic. And so a foul to Tabor. Stancic is going to stop back it off, and now the back line of Tabor. Kreintz calling for the ball on the near side. And stepping in the way is Dimrovic. So Dimrovic gets the ball across. Boy, big swing from Soljanovic. Soljanovic was looking for goal number 5. Takes a big left foot outside the 18 and is rejected by a defender running across. So nice job getting in the way of the shot from Soljanovic. And a corner. And a nice slow movement to the corner here, as I think Primorje seeing if they can take 2 minutes to get all the way to the corner. Five bodies inside the 6 for Primorje. An outswinger coming, and Primorje is going to send the ball into the box. As the ball's flicked on, but they're going to say that he fouls to get the position. So goal kick for Tabor. Firmashek's going to retrieve the ball from behind his goal with the right behind the Barone Capital sign, as Barone Capital, one of the shirt sponsors this year. They're on the white kits. Got a chance to meet those guys, a good group of guys. When I was down there, hey, I would suggest, hey, a difficult game here, but do me a favor. I would suggest if you get a chance to go to Sežana in Slovenia, definitely take it. If you've got some holiday time or you've got some time off coming up, definitely go down there. One, it's beautiful. Two, getting a chance to meet these guys, good good group of players, and really I think it will help to give you a good feel for the area, for the nation. I've really enjoyed my time. My wife and I have. So would certainly recommend as the ball coming in, left-footed ball comes across, headed away once again as Primorje continue their aerial dominance inside both boxes, especially on the defensive side. So Chandic, tight spaces and passing, having to try to move it through, running on the near side, and, or excuse me, the far side, bounced away in a corner to Tabor. So the clock has run out. Obviously, only one goal this half, so probably going to see this be the final attack of the game. As Tabor going to get set, looking to score a goal here right at the end of the game, and corner comes in right to the middle to the penalty spot. Is going to be headed away, though, as coming across that, I believe that was Chandic. Chandic trying to run across, had a body on him, and unable to get a clean header to it. It's going to go to the left of the goal. As McCann is just going to send the ball way forward. Probably have the whistle go off in the air. As header bounced around a little bit. Stancic tries to be in control. Soljanovic steps in the middle of it. And now Primorje going to send the ball to the far side and move it up the far side. Is going to keep it alive, prevent it from going out. Todorov tries to close down, now dropping all the way back to the keeper once again, as the keeper's going to retain possession and pass it around the back line. Soljanovic back into the defensive backfield. Prevents Stancic from taking the ball, and so a throw-in now to Primorje. Chandic to Cuckoo. Destin moves it to the far side. Sever trying to cut across. Sever with the left foot. And Sever's going to be just outside the goal, as that's going to be the final whistle. Tabor falls 4-1 here in the Slovenian Cup. So Primorje move on after a dominating victory, and Tabor trying to continue to build as Tabor have a game this weekend against Triglav. So got to keep in mind, boy, a really big league game coming up as Tabor trying to climb the ladder here in the standings. Tabor looking to maybe go on a little bit of a run here, gave some players some rest, as we're going to see them come back out this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kyle Ship. I appreciate you joining me here on this Slovenian Cup match. I'll see you this weekend. Go Tabor.